Alright guys, let's get started. We'll wear some gloves. I did get some parts that I needed, and they're inside of these bags. So here's a small pulley. This pulley, it is a smooth pulley, not a groove pulley, and it goes right there. So to install it, here's the old pulley. You have to remember to always use this metal piece. So you stick this over here, you put this metal piece on, and now we need the correct socket that goes on here. Actually, I already got one. So you need to put on a hand tight setting. So that's hand tight right there. Now I'm going to use an actual tool. Go. That's good. Let's try this one. Okay, that's good and tight. All right, everything's good. Now it's time for the belt. So here's a brand new belt. It's got this metal attachment right here. See, I'm just gonna cut this off. This is too much unraveling. Okay, there we go. So we have this. Now we need something to put tension on. So we need a 60, like a T60. It's hard to see, but this is T60. So now that we have that ready, here's how you put the belt, guys. It's very, 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 very simple. So you just have to first route it on the outside. So some of these buckets, I don't want to get it dirty. Wow, it's nice and shiny. Wow, like it glitters. I mean, it's expensive. The Mercedes one. I guess it glitters like diamonds. So you route it on the outside like this. That's on the outside. You just keep going like that. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like getting confused. I'm thinking that everything's correct, but the tension is still applied. That's why. So we have to release the tension like that, and then it's gonna become perfect. I started getting stumped. And I'm thinking, like, what the heck is going on here? I've done this so many times, it's not even funny. So yeah, like you route the belt on the outside, and then of course, you know, as you do that, then you have to kind of like align everything up. But that's kind of like the way I always do it. It makes it easier. Whenever there's a fan here, it's a little bit more obvious to squeeze the belt in between the fan right there, because you can't really do it any other way with the fan shroud in the way and everything. But anyways, that being said, let's put the fan back. So we got the fan right here. And first, let's see. I mean, I could put the fan. It's not going to be in my way. I guess I'll just go ahead and do that. This is just hand tight right there. So now we could just put it on full tightness. Boom, it's done. And I'm inspecting the belt to see if it's got this, you know, shakiness about it, like, or any kind of play. Like, it seems good. Sometimes this belt, like, excuse me, this pulley inside here, that locks up actually hydraulically, it falls apart, and then you know, the fence starts wobbling. Guys, my allergies are kicking in, and it's really hurting my brain. Like, it always impacts me in February, and I cannot even think. Like, it really, like, it feels like my body's completely under attack, you know. So it's kind of crazy. Like, my eyes are itching, and I'm trying to even like think about breathing because I'm sneezing. You know, I have a runny nose right now due to allergies. It's really crazy, and it really drives me crazy. But anyways, next, what we have inside here is we have a thermostat. So the thermostat did come with a seal, and it does have a sensor, which is good. So we'll just take this seal here, and we'll go ahead and install it, which goes like that. I mean, it's common sense. So we'll just install it like that for now. And now we need to remove this hose. And I'll have to remove this air one as well. Okay, this vacuum hose, I like to move it out of the way so that I will not, you know, hit or anything. So I twisted my cart the other way. I'm used to working on it like this. Let's see if we can still see everything. Man, this cart really helps big time. You can just really keep things nicely organized. But anyways, we need like a flathead screwdriver. It's a very tiny one. I don't want to use tiny ones. We'll just use a mid-range. So we're gonna remove this little pipe. So on the end that I have to install, I like to put like a paint mark on it if possible. So I'm just gonna put like a mark, you know, like that, like where it goes. Well, actually, it would be nicer to tell like that. This is at the very top. That's where it connects to, I guess. Same thing goes with this rubber hose. They come sometimes marked from factory with a white line, but right now you can't really see them where they're marked. Oh my gosh. Okay, got it started. So there is a line right there where it needs to connect to, and you're supposed to just kind of like put a mark. That way you could align it exactly how it's supposed to go there. The new radiator hoses, they have that mark. But anyways, we'll go ahead and pull this off. Wow. This radiator hose started coming apart on the inside. Still seems like it hasn't had a chance to crack on the inside, but it's only a matter of time. One thing's for sure is you can't really risk it with these radiator hoses, but this is something easy to replace. I'll just leave it intact, and if a customer wants to replace it, I'll replace it. If not, we could just have him replace it. So now we need to disconnect the thermostat sensor, which is right here. Okay, everything's kind of close. Usually this oil filter is also in the way. We'll see if I could remove it without having to remove that. Size. This is a T30, T27. It's a 47. Okay, for some reason I'm not seeing what I need in that set. I think this actually would work best. This is a very long set. Let's see, T30. That is odd. I don't see a 35 on this side either. Oh, it's 30. So good. The fact that these are thinner, it should be a lot easier for me to do this. Because I'll be able to fit in between. At least I'm hoping to do this. Okay, so that one's removed. Let me drop that. The whole goal was not to drop it. There's absolutely no room to do this. Okay, that's disconnected. Okay, so old thermostat is out. Looking good. These metal things, I'm constantly hitting my legs on them. They're nice to have for tow bar, but I'm not expecting them to be there naturally. And I'm constantly hitting my feet on them. In my way. Just stay there. Okay, so I have lightly installed everything. Now I'm going to go ahead and just hand tighten everything. Oh my gosh, I just keep hitting my legs on them. Okay, you don't want to do it too tight. You just want to do it like nicely. Hand tight to where you feel that it has tightened, and you do a little bit more. Because you don't want to break anything that's aluminum. So that is that. So the very next thing we're going to do is plug in that sensor that's back there. Boom, the sensor's plugged in. Now I have to step back and think. Are we missing anything? Take a look at it. So I know we have to put the hoses back, right besides the hoses. So I think we're good on that. Now we're gonna move down to this other hose that I got back here. It's been completely blocked, so I'll probably take care of that one just slightly after. So, okay, let's think on this. So I already cleaned this air box out, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually put the filter back. Filter is now back. And now I need its lid. And before I install the lid, there's this very tiny sensor right here. Usually once you start installing it, it gives trouble, it does not want to click in. In this case, clicked in just fine. You always have to make sure you move any kind of wires out of the way, anything like when you install in the box. You don't want to have to force anything. So for now, I don't want to plug in the rest of the stuff because that stuff could get in my way as I'm doing the transmission lines and stuff, you know, stuff like that. So I just want to kind of have it just out of the way. Here we have a radiator fluid thing. Usually I like to put these things on like from the bottom, like that. You could get it from that angle. This one, usually like to angle it this way so you can get it from the portion of the headlight. So, I'm putting the radiator hoses last. I do have the EGR that's ready to go. I think I'll go ahead and actually just go ahead and install it. It's a good idea to put high temperature lubricant, which is made out of a nickel paste. Just like put like a little amount on here. I would just cover up the whole portion of it that goes in. The reason you want to do that because this will keep the carbon from coming in and contaminating this whole thing. And since it's high temperature grease, it will remain in place. It might no longer be greasy, but it's an anti-seize lubricant, so like it's gonna keep your part from sticking. Now you don't have to put it over here at the bottom. I made a mistake by doing that. So we're gonna take a rag and wipe the bottom because we don't need any paste there. That's where the seal goes, and you just don't want to have it. Well, it's not gonna hurt anything. It's kind of like a lot of seals, you know, people use grease to put on, but I just don't want to have to put anything that's not supposed to be on. Here we have a brand new EGR seal. You can either use the old ones, they will leak. So you could put this to the shape of this here, but it's gonna start falling. So you could also put it on the actual EGR itself. Just align the holes like that, how it's supposed to go. And gently slide the EGR on. This one just slides in nicely. If yours doesn't, you could just move it back and forth, and it should do the trick. I keep all the bolts separated, so these are 3 of the EGR bolts. Okay, so we're gonna just hand tight install this. And now it's still hand tight, even though when it does that. Cool thing about this one's got 3 settings. There's a hand tight one, number 1, then there's number 2, a little bit tighter, and number 3, a lot tighter. So now I'm gonna do it by hand. And you will see like what I'm talking about. Like look how much movement I got. So there's that. There's that. And I'm not gonna overdo things. This is aluminum because you could easily overdo stuff. You just want to have a feel for it, like how much movement can you get. So this is good. This is tight. If you don't get it tight enough, this will leak. So you gotta have it tight enough. And I know what you're thinking, use your torque wrench, but you know, this is quicker. And I've done it like so many times. with success. So there is no leak in your, messing up in the threads. So you just have to have a feel for it. Mechanics usually have the feel for it. If somebody never tried it before, they're gonna put some crazy strength there, and they end up breaking stuff. So there's a lot of crap inside over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blow that stuff out. Okay, there's that. So we will be replacing that cover. So here we have the cover. On my vans, I don't replace this cover. I leave this cover because sometimes these bolts are a pain to try to remove, and but more than anything, it's an inconvenience. So you could quickly pop the hood open. You could see if your injectors are leaking, or if the fuel return line is leaking, stuff like that. But or high pressure fuel line is, lines are leaking. So it makes it easier, but this quiets the vehicle down. So, So now I gotta get an Allen that is correct one for the job, for the bolts. And I got one. And I need to use my shortest tool. So let me see if you guys can still see what I'm doing. Yeah. And I just want to put them just lightly. I'm gonna be using my my ratchet, like my electric ratchet for this, because doing stuff like by hand, it takes a while. But never try to tighten up a single bolt. Always try to make sure you go in order. And just kind of do like a star pattern on everything, making sure things are sitting nicely even. Just first, just get it a little bit tight, and then go from front to back to sides, stuff like that. So that one is hard for me to get my tool in. Okay, we got the last one to do. Okay, that's good. Now we use my electric ratchet. I'm just doing this a little bit over here. Okay, a little bit there. This is not an impact, but this will tight about 35 foot-pounds. In some cases, it could be up to 40. Well, actually, not 40 foot-pounds. I believe it's inch-pounds. Inch-pounds, maybe. I'll need to look it up. Now this is just a cover. What I just did, that's enough. We don't want to do any more. We don't want to get these things too tight, to where the next person goes work on it, just can't even do anything. So that is good. So the next thing is I did slide this pipe out of the way, and I'm ready to install it. Oh, it's starting to leak. I do need to put a clamp on it. So I'm surprised it's leaking already. Like, wow. I mean, I thought we got all the water out. Apparently not. Okay, so it's on there. Now we want to make sure that we plug this in. Where is that clamp? I've seen this, but I thought maybe this is for something else, but no, this is the one that I need. I'm not gonna tighten it up just yet. There's a good chance I may need to slide it out because I have to connect stuff at the bottom here, and it might be in my way. So for now, we just leave it in the master flow sensor. I'm not gonna plug it in just yet because I want the wires to be a little bit loose. So I guess let's get this radiator straight. Well, I'm gonna reposition. Well, first I gotta tighten up the cap, the radiator, so it doesn't leak anything.